Hello, and welcome to Align to Enlighten. My name is Gene Black, and I am a co-creator of a blog site called Align to Enlighten. You can find us at www.aligntoenlighten.wordpress.com. I want to thank you for joining us today, and today's topic of discussion I think is going to be a very good one to really show some folks really how to find their true purpose in their lives. In fact, that is the title of this week's YouTube post, which is Remembering Your Purpose. Remembering your purpose. Wow. How many times do you remember as a kid when somebody asked you, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you might have had some pretty lofty ideas on what you could achieve as an adult. Maybe you want to be an astronaut. Maybe you want to be a doctor. Maybe you want to be the President of the United States. We had no limitations. We had no boundaries on the answers that we would give when we were kids. Ask those same questions today, and they are jaded and calloused and diluted by the limitations that we've put upon ourselves. So when we think about what it is that our true purposes are, and what it is that we really would like to be doing right now, we cloud those answers by, I want to be this, however I need to pay my bills. I want to be this, but I don't have the education. I want to be this, but I don't know if I have the skill set. And here is when we have the disconnect as to remembering what our true purposes are in life. But before we get to that, and before we start to discover how we remember our true purpose, let's start from the beginning. Understand that there's a couple of fundamental truths that we need to have understood. One is this. There's two parts to your existence right here on earth. One is your body, the other is your soul. Your body is the material part of you. The material part of you that is constantly under repair, that is constantly going through metamorphosis and change, and it also has an expiration date, your body. We all are going to pass away from this body at some point in time, that is a fact. The other part of you is your soul, or the ethereal part of you. The ethereal part of you is everlasting. It is eternal. The ethereal part of you was in existence before you decided to become a human in the body that you're in right now. So it's important to understand that you are fundamentally a soul having a human experience. So prior to you having this human experience, your soul was communing elsewhere with God, Jehovah, Allah, the higher being, the creator, whatever you choose to name the creator. You were communing in an ethereal state in paradise or heaven, or however you choose to classify that. So you chose to be born to your parents. You chose to come to earth to have a human experience. We are all souls having human experiences. With that, we also have purpose on why we chose to come here in the first place. It's only once we got here and once we got out of adolescenthood that we started to understand limitations, rejection, and we start to put the boundaries and limitations on what it is that we could do. Forgetting the whole time that whatever is conceived can also be created. Again, your conceptual thoughts come from an ethereal place that do not have boundaries. What can be conceived can be created. So let's first understand those couple of things as we begin our discussion about remembering your purpose. So, many people in our past or in history or even in present day are very clear with what their purposes are here. A few examples. Martin Luther King Jr. knew what his purpose was when he was here. He knew what his purpose was here on earth, was to preach the beauty of equality and and break down the walls of segregation and the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King Jr. knew and understood his purpose in life. You could say the same thing for Mother Teresa. You could say the same thing for even modern day people such as Oprah Winfrey or Michael Jordan or Steven Spielberg. These people have operated and are operating in their purpose. Is very clear. So what about, those people are all famous. What about the regular everyday person? You, me, and the people that surround us. Now, if you're blessed to already be operating within your true, authentic purpose, that is wonderful. That is the biggest and the most richest blessing that you could ever even imagine. But for those of us who have struggled in finding and understanding your purpose, I'd like to give you a few different pointers today on how to get there. Step number one in remembering your purpose in life is first just exploring yourself, spending time with the authentic being of your soul, in meditation, in simple quiethood. And while you're there, ask yourself, what is it that I would do every single day, even if I didn't have to get paid for it? What is that passion or passions that I have that I would do unequivocally 365 days a year, nonstop, no days off, and do it with a smile? What is that? Or what are those things? When you discover that, when you identify that, you are stepping out on a journey to remembering what your true purpose is all about. You'll know when you've landed on that thing or those things that you would do without getting paid, with a smile, 365 days a year, in the rain, sleet, snow, no matter what. You will know, because it's going to feel comfortable to you. It's going to feel relaxing to you, even though it might be work. It's going to bring you joy, even though others might look at it and go, oh my God, that is a true work. I don't want to be involved with that. But for you, it's a passion. Identify what those things are first. Then you're going to start to step on what your true purposes are for being here in life. Step number two, once you've identified those things, the next thing you want to do is bombard your mind and your spirit with those things, or with that passion. And what I mean by that is you want to think about it constantly. You don't need to think about how it is that you will achieve the level to get to that place where you can walk off of your job and operate within your passion every day. You don't need to be thinking about it from a business aspect, but just contemplate it, think about it, breathe it, read about it, meditate about it, talk about it, especially with those who have similar passions as you do. Talk with other people who feel the same ways that you feel about that passion. That is where you want to be next. You want to be living within that, even if it's within your mind. You want to be living within that passion, within those passions that are in you. What happens when you do that is you continue to generate a very, very strong vibrational marker. As we go through this entire series, we will talk about vibrational markers and how they affect your life, for the positive as well as for the negative. We like to focus on the positive. There's, again, what we talk about a lot is the law of attraction. So when you are envisioning, when you're thinking about your passion, and when you're meditating on your passion, when you are seeing yourself operating within that passion, you are generating a vibrational marker that the law of attraction adheres to. So what happens next is the things that you are dreaming and thinking and speaking about begin to fall into your path along your journey. You begin to meet other people who have similar passion. You begin to read other things that come your way perceptively out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue, but come your way because of the law of attraction. The more you think about it, the more you meditate about it, the more you envision yourself in it, the more it will come to you. So that is step number two. Remember, step number one, as a part of remembering your purpose, is to first identify your passion or passions. Step two, make sure that you continue to spend time with them in your mind. thinking about them, meditating on them, speaking about them, envisioning yourself operating within them. And step number 3, simple. Expect it. Expect it to happen. Expect it to happen. It's your faith. It's your belief. It is your expectation that it will happen. You don't need to do anything other than those 3 steps, and you will see that you will, first of all, remember your purpose. You will begin to operate within your purpose, and your purpose will begin to show up in front of your face. And all you will need to do is simply step out, reach out on it, and act on it at that point in time. Again, very simple process, but at the same time, it will bring you the most fulfillment in life that you can ever even imagine. I'm sure, and this isn't a knock to anything, I'm the same victim of the same thing. When I go to work every day today, I don't think that, hey, this is exactly what I wanted to be when I grew up as a child. No. Doesn't mean I'm unhappy. Doesn't mean I'm ungrateful. It doesn't mean I'm disgruntled with the work that I do. However, how much more fulfilling would life be if you were operating within the passions that you have on a day-to-day basis when you wake up in the morning and you say, yes, I get to do exactly what it is I am passionate about today. Whatever those things are. If you want to be an actor, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an astronaut, it doesn't matter. Remove all limitations in that first step when you start to think about what it is that you would do on a daily basis, even if you didn't have to get paid for it. Remove all limitations and simply allow yourself to revel in that passion. Allow yourself to bathe within that passion. And then, like I said before, you want to make sure that you meditate on it. See yourself in it. Live in it. And then 3, expect it to happen. These are the things, these are the steps that it takes to remember your purpose and also live within your purpose. I just want to say thank you for spending some time with me today about your passions and about remembering your purposes. And I'd love to hear from you with what those passions are. What your purposes? What purposes did you discover going through this process? Again, my name is Gene Black. We appreciate you, and we invite you again to visit www.aligntoenlighten.wordpress.com. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.